It's mid-October 2016, and the presidential election season is in high drama right now. Perhaps you're one of the roughly 84 million Americans who tuned in to the debate between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton last weekend. It certainly was a bruising battle with a number of memorable moments. Compare the debates to baseball. A team can't win the pennant in April, but it sure can lose it. Debate performance holds moments of danger for presidential candidates. You can't win the election, but you can do damage to your chances to winning it. I'm sure you're aware in 1960 of the story when John Kennedy was ready for the new medium of television and Richard Nixon wasn't. Kennedy took advantage of the fact that politics had become show business in order to prevail. In 1976, Gerald Ford, as the Republican incumbent, made a gaffe during a debate with Jimmy Carter in which he asserted that there was no Soviet domination of Eastern Europe. Sort of made the president, Gerald Ford that is, look sort of clueless in world affairs. And Mr. Ford did go on to be denied re-election. In 1984, Walter Mondale tried to make an issue out of Ronald Reagan's age and energy and stamina. When the question was raised, Ronald Reagan famously quipped back, "I'm not going to exploit for political purposes my opponent's youth and inexperience." So that moment, that inability to come back from that, also helped deny Walter Mondale the presidency. And of course, Reagan's charm and wit carried the day. In 1988, Democratic Governor Michael Dukakis was asked a question about the death penalty. His answer seemed to come off in a way that was sort of wooden and mechanical, and it lacked heart. And to the average viewer, Mr. Dukakis just didn't represent his or her feelings on the death penalty. And in 1992, running for re-election, George Herbert Walker Bush was famously uncomfortable on the stage. His body language said, "I don't want to be here. How much longer till I can get out of here?" And then he infamously checked his watch, sort of confirming for everyone that he didn't want to be there. And George Herbert Walker Bush was also defeated for re-election. In the year 2000, Vice President Al Gore famously sighed as his opponent W. Bush spoke. It was often said that Al Gore was aloof and sort of out of touch, and he's this elitist intellectual. And sighing insufferably as W. Bush spoke sort of sent that signal to everyone. Now, the election was, of course, very close, but Al Gore did not become president. So these are some famous moments of losing the presidential election, or at least helping to, by a bad or unlucky debate performance. Anyway, there's another debate to tune into next week. You can tune in for yourself to see whether our hypothesis holds true. Thanks again for dropping by. I'm Bob G., the History Doctor. We'll see you again real soon.